Hello traders, I managed to recover all my losses and actually made up to 20,000 profit. So I'm not just gonna be saying that I made this amount of profit without any proof. So I'm gonna show you guys the funded account dashboard that I have with the actual gain on it. So first right here, you guys can see that this funded account was 125,000. It was actually a 100k account that scaled up to 125,000. So it was actually an account that I scaled up from 100,000 account, right, after achieving certain profit target for 4 months, and I did not breach the account, obviously staying funded on this account. Then I was funded right here on 125,000 of the account initial balance. So right here you can see I'm up around 3.6k. Not quite sure what's the percentage right here, so I would say around 3% because it's not a 100k account. So I was once actually minus 5% drawdown. So how I actually approach towards when I'm in a big drawdown is I'm gonna lower down my risk as soon as I hit the 5% drawdown, because I really want to stay funded, especially this funded account I already hold since long ago. So I'm gonna jump right into the chart and show you guys what is the trades that actually made me recover from drawdown and made me a huge profit on just one day itself. So right here we have gold chart, and as you guys know that FOMC statement just released a few days ago. The result was they are talking about the 3 rate cuts. So during FOMC I was actually sleeping and Brian was actually doing the live stream. So right here, this is the push during the FOMCs. As you guys can see, it pushed up around 250 pips. On the other day, the market spiked up another 300 pips right here. So where am I catching the trades in this case? So after FOMC, if the news release or the statement release is a strong data indicating a clear directions normally on the post volume. So if there's no other catalyst that go against the specific FOMC statement, then the price will actually still carry on the FOMC impact, which means that the bullish impact on gold will still be carried on until the next catalyst came in. If that were to have the potential 3 rate cut, it means that it will bring US dollar strength down. In this case, we can see huge bullish volumes coming in, right? Any dip we can have a push here, any dip we can have a push here. Right until New York sessions, we have a crazy dip. That's also because of PMI news that became the stronger catalyst to correct the whole FOMC move. Even though the short was more rewarding, but I already capitalized most on the profit from the buy side on scalping. So the trade that I took is on the Asians and the London sessions right here. Jump into a smaller time frame, 50 minutes. So these are the trade that I actually scalp on my funded accounts. And normally I don't really trade outside of my golden hour, which is going to be the NY sessions or the NYC sessions. But because of the FOMC statement, right, I know that the post volume gonna still be carrying go towards the upside, more on the bullish momentum until another catalyst that bring it down, which gonna be the PMI news. So on the first trade that I took on Asians, we can see a small support forming right here. Price is struggling to actually break towards the low side, and on the daily point of view, this is actually a wick to fill, right? We are leaving a long wick to fill on the daily from the FOMC spike up. So I'm expecting the bullish momentum is gonna be slightly continue. I was looking forward to the momentum to fill up the range right here. So pretty much I took a buy on few funded accounts right here. I was scalping here and there, and I was not holding the price in a big amounts of pips. Averagely, I was just closing around 20 pips or less in this case, but I try to buy when it dip, right? When it push up, I close. When it dip, I try to buy around here. And during the London sessions, we can see a strong dip right here. And when price shows a strong bullish candlestick, and I was anticipating a potential fake out, means that the price break this low, and I anticipating this as a fake out. And when the price shows a strong bullish candlestick, that's where I take a no top wick buy right here, right? When the price pull back and then it just went all the way up. This is the first confirmations, and the second one we have a no top wick at first when the candlestick is still running open, and eventually it just spiked up all the way to the upside. I did not secure fully right here. I did not close at the very top of it. The most pips I caught on this account is on a phase 2 that I actually managed to pass it. So that was around 60 pips that I closed fully on this trade. So I made around 3.6k before profit split right here. And let's jump in right to other prop firms and see how much I made from other prop firms from this trade. Now here we can see we have MP funds, and this is a phase 3, which means a funded account. Alright, and I actually made over 4.6% gain right here on this particular account. So you guys can see that I took a couple of buy on go, right, just on scalping, and it's not even a huge peeps right here, but I managed to make 1.5% gain right here. Also, I was secretly trading my X on the previous day. So move on, this is another 100k funded account right here, which I made over 4.6% gain as well. So the trade is pretty much similar, and with these two gain of my funded account, I managed to be appeared on the very last seats of the leaderboard, as you guys can see right here with these two funded account gains. Moving on, we have my funded FX right here with 200k account, right, with 200k funded, and we have profit over 10,000 US dollar, sitting 6th at the leaderboard. Currently it was actually 5th, but some guy just overpassed me, and we have another brother right here, not so sure who is this, John PY, made also 5%, amazing for him. Alright, glad for him. We have 10,000 profit right here. So quick check on this account. As you guys can see, I'm already not trading all this account that I show you. I will be slipping then until the profit being withdrawn probably next week. So you guys can see, check out my social media for all the updates about the profit withdrawal. So let's talk about how the psychology part, or how I actually handle my drawdown. Alright, so let's say this is a 100k account, and we want to see, alright, this as your drawdown and this as your profit. No matter this is your challenges or this is your funded account, you can apply this risk rule as well, as how I actually applied it. So normally I will risk slightly more aggressive on challenges, it's around 2-3%, and then when it comes to a funded account, I might use a slightly lower risk, 1-2%. And the main point right here that support my psychology is risk diversifications. So before I'm experiencing my losing strike, I actually already managed to secure some of the profit from other funded account that's around 1-2%. That's it, right? When I have 1-2% on that funded account, that I know that I'm gonna secure that and wait for my payout date, it acts as a psychology support for me, right, to handle the drawdown. So even though that I know that I'm having some losing strike or I'm having loss, but I know that also that's paid out coming. And in this case, right now I'm back up to 1.5 million funded account, and I will never ever try to trade all my funded account, which means 1.5 million allocations at once. Right, how I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna be separating by 3 to 4 batch of funded accounts, mix of funded account and challenges, and I will trade them simultaneously and not all together. Imagine that you have 1.5 million allocations and you are just trading all right at once, and you are having, let's say, 3 losing strike. It's gonna be adding up a huge emotional burden to you, and it's hard to get over the emotional burden while trying to still recover the account. So in this case, when I made any amount of profits, let's say 1-2%, I will just try to secure it, wait for the payout, and then I will allocate 3 to 4 funded account, because right now I have more funded capital. For that 3-4 accounts, I will still use aggressive risk to look for the bigger gain that I show you guys just now. Alright, I made over 3% gain, I made over 4% gain, and even 5% gain on those funded accounts. So other than that, I'm actually most of the time just securing 1%, 2%, or even lesser, or even any profit that I made. So back to the questions, when I'm in a drawdown of this period, I will just normally keep risking 1 to 2%, and if the drawdown hits near to 5% or even lower to 5%, then that's where I start to use risk that lower than 1% or only maximum risk of 1%, trying to climb back up to near to the initial balance. That's where I back up using the risk 1-2% to be profit. And once I was in the drawdown, I try to secure any profit that I made on that day, instead of when you are just experiencing a drawdown, you expect the account to be up towards 5%, 10%, which is not a realistic gain. So the main part right here is whenever I'm near to 5% drawdown or when I'm more than 5% drawdown, I will try to reduce my risk. I'm not actually applying this flexible risk mode on my challenges because, again, the mindset for me towards the challenges is to get funded, all right, to pass the challenges aggressively, and then when I get to my funded account is to stay funded as long as possible, all right, stay funded and make realistic gain at the end of the day. So that's about it for today's video. Stay tuned for my next video, and always remember, trade with the right mindset.